What's up guys, welcome back from the YgoPro duel video. Earlier today the new, ghost girl I guess was revealed. The new Handtrap, well it's not really a Handtrap, it's quite unique. But you can't really call her a Handtrap. So Blood Blossom of the Afterlife, it should be a VJMP promo I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's a level 1 by the way, it's not a tuner, so there are some differences between her and the other, Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, etc. The thing here is, and when I first read the effect I was like, this is a little bit of a letdown. Again, level 1, not a tuner, mainly not a tuner because of fiber, probably, well, not the only reason, but you know, fiber. The thing is that this is not a quick effect, so you can't use Blood Blossom during your opponent's turn, as in DD Crow or Ash Blossom, to banish their cards, for example, in case of DD Crow, since that's her effect. A couple of effects is that you can special summon her during your own turn, so just a regular ignition effect. Just special summon her by banishing either a spell or a trap from both players' graveyards. That's basically again a free level 1 monster on the field, so you can potentially, worst case scenario, use her for an extra monster for link upgrading. The second effect though is quite intriguing, is that you can banish a 1 monster type from both players' graveyards. Doesn't really matter which graveyard, either Exceed, Link, Synchro, etc. to special summon another monster type from your own graveyard. So it's basically a monster reborn for not the banished monster type you banished, right? If that makes sense. So again, the potential of this card is of course, in decks that main deck, for example, multiple monster types, as in, again, 4 examples here in this particular video. The first example here being the deck I reviewed most recently a couple of days ago, being the Orcust deck, with that new, machine type, level 8 machine type, nicely playing around the 2 hand traps. Orcust, guys, is definitely top tier material, as you know, with this new level 8 monster that Metal Snake immediately opens up. It's basically Fairy Tail Snow, right? Well, with some differences, but you know what I mean. Getting the extra level 8 monster on the field to going, or at least gives me the opportunity, the option to go for Jingirsu, and as you know, get the link on the field as well, to set or at least set up some plays for next turn. Raigeki is fine, the deck has so many ways to recover. Double Fog Blade is going to hold off some searches, but okay, the Link Summon is fine. I still can banish one of the Fog Blades here to reborn the Rusty Bardish, and let's not forget I still have level 3 here to go from Jingirsu, banish something, pop something with both Rusty Bardish and the Exceed, right? So, okay, I'm in a very good position. Again, have Jingirsu's protection effect, still have the level 8 quote-unquote Fairy Tail Snow, and here drawing the new Blood Blossom is just, well, not really needed, but in this case it worked out quite nice, since I had to banish my own Fog Blade, no spell, or at least no traps here in my graveyard, so I can use the Phantom Knight trap card, and you can tribute her to special summon another monster type from your graveyard. So I think I banished the Veilings from my opponent's graveyard to special summon a monster from my own graveyard that's not a Link monster, so either an Exceed. Well, in this case, of course, it's going to be an Exceed monster. You can't reborn a Link if you already banished a Link from, in this case, your opponent. So the card definitely has its uses. It's not for every deck, and of course there is the downside that it's not really a hand trap you can't really use during your opponent's turn to interrupt their plays, like DD Crow or Ash Blossom or whatever, but the card definitely has its uses. It's one of those cards that, you're in a YCS or regionals or whatever, and you're definitely not expecting your opponent of playing this card, and then suddenly they drop this card, and you're like, well, damn. There are definitely situations where your opponent can drop this and can like, as in with Gorse back in 2011, 2010, 2011, like they can twist or like turn around the game. It's a very nifty and very interesting card. Definitely keep this card on your radar, right? Because on first sight I was reading a lot of comments, and well, a lot of people are saying that the card really wasn't that fantastic, but again, on first sight, the card definitely has its uses, but it's currently I feel it's a little bit of an underdog card. Okay, so some nice, at least a nice recovery play, getting Nova on the field, going for Infinity as well, but again, it doesn't really matter too much. Again, the Failings is going to banish itself to protect the, what is it called, the level 4, right? And here this is just a losing battle. Another Failings triggers Gazelle. Okay, Cyber Dragon Infinity is going to negate Gazelle, doesn't really matter, right? He gets still to go for the Link 2 play, he has a field spell, goes for the Soul Charge for Salamangreat, and again, that's a Yugioh played, right? So, but again, the opportunity or the potential that this card has is that it can be just an excellent comeback play. Can be worst case scenario, just an extra beat stick, an extra body on your side of the field to go for the potential Link summon, an extra monster for the Link summon, but well, of course you want to use it in other situations, like Tribute herself to special summon a bigger monster on your side of the field, right? And I'm looking at, well, Orcust, yeah, Reborn the Exceed, like banish any Link from both players' graveyards. That's fantastic. Definitely has its uses in that particular deck. It's also a dark, so. But anyway, losing battle, but yes, Cyber Dragons is also one of those decks that has the ability to play, let's say, Links or Exceeds, right? So you can banish one of your opponent's Link monsters and then, well, Reborn Nova. Again, very excellent, very sweet. Going second this time with Thunder Dragons, but after some thinking, well, okay, the thing is that, as you know, you can't Reborn Title or Colossus with, well, Monster Reborn and with Blood Blossom as well, so it doesn't really make too much sense outside of the fact that she's a dark, I guess. And, well, there are some options. Let's say you can banish your opponent's non-Link monster type, and then you can Reborn, let's say, a Link, but, well, that basically counts for any deck, I guess. So yeah, Phantom Sky Blaster is one of those cards that definitely should get banned really soon on our upcoming TCG, or maybe restricted. Anyway, I've talked about that in the banlist prediction video. But anyway, so getting a couple of dangers on the field, going for Boral Sword, Boreload as well, as you will see. Yeah, as you'll be seeing in a couple of moments. Yeah, Boreload, getting the extra searches, Emperor as well, dropping the Blood Blossom, banishing the spell or trap from both players, reborning Cerberus, again, basically just giving me extra Link Father, right? So the card definitely has its uses. Let's say you can banish your opponent's Salamangreat spells or traps, or breakthrough skill or whatever, right? Those are definitely all options, but the uses of that particular effect, it's a little bit restricted. Anyway, last example, the Salamangreat Mirror Match. Again, as I mentioned before, you can banish your opponent's Salamangreat spells and or traps, but again, the small downside is that you at least you are not able to use it during your opponent's turn. If you were able to use it during your opponent's turn, then this card definitely would have been a semi-staple. Let's say it's basically an upgraded DD Crow in this situation, but nope, that's not the case. Anyway, so Roar on the spell, no, on Gazelle indeed, but Backup Secretary is being dropped, same for the Spinny, and you know, you can just go for Horse, Stelio, I believe the name is, and you know, just basically some extra, or some generic Salamangreat plays, yeah, reborning the level 4 again. I think I'm forced to use the Call by the Grave of Banishing Failings. Again, I can't drop the Blood Blossom here due to Stelio, the Exceed. You know, as soon as you use Stelio's special summoning effect, you cannot use other monster effects other than fire. And as I mentioned before, your Blood Blossom sadly is a dark, so no fire. That would have been, okay, in this situation that would have been very solid. Okay, Heatley was fine. I'm not really sure he makes a mistake here in this situation. Maybe forgetting Failings? I don't think so. As you will see, he's going for the Suicide, and again, doesn't really make sense, because now the Roar is not live, he can't use Roar. So again, this makes things much easier to play around, right? So normal summon Foxy, don't use the effect, again, just because I have so many plays ready, dropped Gazelle, right? Again, this is my game. You can't use Roar. Again, use Blossom's effect to banish both either a spell or a trap. Tribute itself. This is cool. Reborning a Link monster Heatleo, since I banished my opponent's Stelio or the Exceed. and then reincarnation link, etc, etc, but he enters the school. Well, I get why, right? But again, this is the first list I used, but it basically generic deck lists, right? The Thunder list, Salamangreat list, Cyber Dragon list, basically all generic lists. But yeah, this new Handtrap, can I call it a Handtrap, is definitely very interesting. It will have its uses. It's just, for now, I believe it's still an underdog card, but it's one of those cards that eventually it will see. It eventually will see play. Maybe as a semi-staple, but feels quite nifty. Okay, guys. Again, like always, feel free to leave your opinion. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like. If you enjoyed the video, Lithium signing out. Peace.